Hello everyone, welcome back to Say What with James
What?
and Lakesia, and today we are here to do our review of Warfare. Now, if you have not seen the movie, we recommend that you watch it first and then watch our review because there definitely will be spoilers. Okay, now this movie is basically a reenactment of an encounter that it was based on Mendoza's experiences during the Iraq War as a U.S. Navy SEAL. It's a reenactment of an encounter he and his platoon experienced on November 19th, 2006, the day after my birthday and Marvin's birthday, in the wake of the Battle of Ramadan. And to maintain historical accuracy, the film's material is exclusively taken from the testimonies of the platoon members, and it is presented in real time beginning from the title drop. So actually I had walked out of the movie to go wash my hands, and when I came back, James was saying that I had missed, I guess that...
No, this is just saying that there was really wasn't no big plot. It was just
a reenactment
from what he experienced.
Yeah, so basically it's 2006, Ramadan. A Navy SEAL team, Alpha 1, is taking control of a multi-story house in which communications officer Ray Mendoza is using air support to monitor their position, while a sniper, Elliot Miller, monitors a neighborhood market across the street. Now, the team's translators, Farad and Nora, a team of different families on different floors in the building, and tell them to remain silent and in place. Now, this movie is intense. It starts out, you know, a little slow as everybody's getting into position, but once the action starts, it just does not stop. It's just crazy. And I don't know, to me, from the moment we walked in and the previews were playing, the movie theater was like on 10, like the volume, it was just so loud. And so it was just crazy. But basically everybody's in position, they're watching, seeing what's going on, they're watching a lot of movement across the street. Then all of a sudden everybody's clearing the street, so you know what's about to go down. They're watching a couple of suspects and then a grenade is thrown into the room, at which
where Elliot
is positioned, and the team is able to avoid any major injuries at that time, and the team calls in a Bradley to medically evacuate
Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot, because he
injured his hand, and they want to get him out of there.
Yeah,
but because he was the main sniper that they had.
But basically, they had the tank pulled up. You know, everybody was talking about what they were gonna do to, you know, to get him to the tank safely. And the two guys, Farad and Nora, the team's translators, they were like, if we go out there first, we're gonna get K-worded. So they were like, we don't really want to go out there first, but the soldiers couldn't really understand what they were saying, but they should have looked on their face. So they go out there to the tank, and guess what? They had an IED, an improvised explosive device, exploded, and the tank was just like gone.
Blew one of the guys.
It was just crazy. It was just so loud, and it just felt like you were there. It was just crazy. And Farad and the other guy, they
really was injured.
They were telling the truth.
Both legs was messed up. Well, Elliot and Sam,
because
another guy who helped write this movie.
The two guys that were the security were in the front, and one of them, he was like blown to smithereens, and then Elliot and Sam were also injured, and they were stunned like for a moment, and then Sam had woke up and he started like screaming. He was in excruciating pain.
Fire,
but
and you could tell he probably really
couldn't really move to put it out.
It's like he was in shock.
All the guys that were out there, they were stunned, so they had to get up, and because before the tank came, they had threw a smoke grenade or bomb or whatever out to, you know, cut down the visibility, but that didn't really work because those jokers blew that tank up, and the guys got hurt, and Sam is like screaming. I'm like, look, we got to get him quiet. But he's screaming, and I didn't think that Elliot was even alive because he was just like charcoal everywhere. And so the guys had to bring themselves back to where they were and drag them back inside. And
cause see what the problem was, that air support that was watching everything around, they had to leave. They left for another incident somewhere else. So when they really didn't have the air to tell them where
they didn't have the support to tell
the people was at. So then they had to be. They knew that if they didn't get some more Bradleys in there and the air support back, they were in trouble because they was going to definitely attack.
So
stronger.
The guys were really hurt. Their legs were, I was like, okay, I don't know if they're going to make it because Sam was losing a lot of blood. They had a trail of blood from where they were bringing them into these people's houses where they've taken over the house and they've taken these people's houses, and the people are like hostage in one part of their own house, and they're like, they have broke through the wall. They're just tearing their house up. And poor Sam, he's just down there and his legs are like, I don't know. And they were packing it with gauze. And so Elliot finally wakes up and he's like, I need morphine. I have morphine in my bag. And so the dude that was giving him the morphine, he stuck the morphine in his stomach. It was like, did you get hurt? So they had to give him the morphine. And then the other team, I guess Captain McDonald and the guys that were the friendly.
They was all together anyway. They was just they was on a different building. They took another.
They had to come through and save them.
Get them,
and basically get in and then
what happened when they finally got the air support back so they could see where the people was at on the roofs and stuff like that in the ground, and that team was taking them out as they was coming to. They had to come help them, and they had to get some more breath to come. But the problem was that since the last tank was taken out, they didn't want to send another tank unless a specific person gave permission. But Captain McDonald was like, hey, well, you going to be that person. So he had to act like that person. And they bought those 2 tanks in there. I mean, it was a work of art how they got those guys out without getting shot themselves. And then first they wanted to bring the tanks and then show a aggression of force with an airstrike.
And so they bought the guys out. Then they had to wait for some more tanks, and Captain McDonald was like, you're gonna have to shoot in the roof because we have people all on the roof. So they were like, no, you have to tell us that again. So they did, and thank God everybody was able to get out without getting injured. But I was like on the edge of my seat, and I'm like, if my dad was like, he loved the Army, he loved the military, he would have loved that movie. He served 26 years, so he would have definitely loved that movie. And now it didn't have the same like dialogue and all that stuff like a plot, like the other movie the other movie that we saw. What was the name of that other movie?
Volume 1.
The Volume 1. But it was still a great movie.
About their encounter, and they just told it how it was.
Yeah, we had said that. Yeah. But it was still a great movie. And just make sure that you like the page, subscribe to the channel, and tell us what you thought about the movie. If you saw Warfare, if you're going to wait till it comes on video to see it, to stream it.
And I'm going to say this too. Elliot's legs was messed up real bad. So was Sam's.
Both of their legs were messed up bad.
Sam, at the end, they showed the real Sam, the real Elliot.
They showed pictures of all the real people, except for the people that wanted their faces blurred out.
And he, Elliot was in a wheelchair. But
they said that Elliot lost his leg and his voice in the incident. So he lost one of his legs and he lost his voice. Yeah. But these are the sacrifices these men and women make for our country.
And he was walking though. That was...
we can never thank them enough. But these are the sacrifices that they make for us. So we definitely appreciate it. But we are going to rate the movies at the end of the month. But make sure you check out Warfare. It's a great, great movie, and we think you'll enjoy it. And if you have seen it, let us know in the comments what you thought about it. And this is our unbiased couple movie review. So thanks for watching. Take care. Have anything to say, James?